All right, today is July 12th. Back in the day, 63 years ago, 1960, the first Etch-a-Sketch went on sale.
Love me Etch-a-Sketch.
Cost $2.99.
Yes.
How much do you want to bet the first picture ever made on an Etch-a-Sketch was stairs?
Absolutely. That's all I could ever do.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And you show, look at this.
I
What
made
is
stairs.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 54 years ago, 1969, the Beatles' Ballad of John and Yoko hit number 8 on the singles chart. Now, why was the song banned on radio stations? That song was banned on a lot of radio stations.
Christ.
Yep, Christ, you know it ain't easy.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to get stuff banned. The stuff they get away with on radio nowadays, if you had, I remember if you said sucks, like that really sucks, you'd lose your job back in the day on Casey.
Yeah.
You know, or, I mean, literally. Or just say anything that even would reference something like that, you were gone. You were
Christ,
gone.
you know it ain't easy.
Yeah.
That was the line of the song that
Right.
a lot of radio stations would not play it because, but yet the song hit number 8 on the singles chart. I worked with a guy, and he wouldn't play Alice in Chains' Man in a Box.
Why?
Because there's a line that says, deny your maker.
Wow.
It says,
Holy cow.
it says Jesus Christ, deny your maker.
Deny your maker.
Yeah.
And he would refuse to play it.
Wow.
And there was an edited version, and it ain't easy. They just cut the Christ part out, and they played it on some radio stations. They would just take the obscenity of
All
whatever
right,
you want to call
44 years ago, 1979, you guys were in the mix of this thing.
Yeah.
God, 44 years
1979.
ago is depressing.
The Chicago White Sox hosted the infamous Disco Demolition Night.
You been?
Yes.
That is 44 years ago today. So do you know the story, Moon?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
famous Disco Demolition Night between games of a doubleheader at Comiskey. Fans got in the game for 98 cents. Okay? 98-cent ticket. If you brought a disco record. So you'd have your Bee Gees, record, and 98 cents to get into the stadium.
Oh, this is like during the whole disco
Yes,
sucks.
yes,
Disco
yes,
sucks.
exactly.
So-
Disco versus rock.
So you brought your disco record in.
Yeah.
And in between the two games, the doubleheader, the LPs would be stacked and then blown up. Mm-hmm. It was the brainchild of radio legend Steve Dahl up in Chicago. From the Loop in Chicago, WLUP, which is a Chicago classic rock station. So they blew up the records.
Boy, did they blow them up.
After Steve left, so Steve Dahl and an army helmet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, and a fatigue jacket.
Yeah,
yes.
and an army helmet comes down the field. Disco sucks. After Steve left, 7,000 fans then charged the field, continued to throw and even burn more records, and so much chaos ensued that the second game of the doubleheader was canceled, and Chicago had to forfeit the game.
Wow.
Yes. There was a divot in the outfield where they blew up the records. I mean, it blew up a big chunk of the turf. I don't know if it's artificial or real, but it just blew it up.
Man,
I mean,
you sure can rally people around hate for something.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And back in those days, the doubleheaders were separated by like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So they had to rush out there and do what they did. It was something that, you just wouldn't have thought they could have pulled off in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean,
this wasn't really thought out.
Yeah, not at all.
But on Casey back in 78, 79, I mean, disco was, was doing its thing.
yeah.
Did you guys play any disco on Casey?
No. Well, I mean,
Kiss-
artists were pressured.
Yeah,
Like
Kiss
Kiss.
had their
I was
song.
made for loving you.
Yeah, right.
Rod Stewart, do you think I'm sexy?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Gonna Raise Hell, Cheap Trick is kind of disco-esque.
Yeah, a little bit and stuff. Yeah,
Well,
I guess.
the album we're doing today on one of our shows, Vinyl Exam on Casey, the Discovery album by the Electric Light Orchestra in 1979
Yeah,
was
it's-
almost all disco.
Yeah, it's dance. It's
Yeah.
dance music. I wouldn't call it disco, but it's definitely dance music. So yeah, we have a little bit of it. Yeah,
The Pink Floyd album, The Wall, the
Young Left.
song Brick in the Wall Part 2, that has a disco beat in it. That was influenced by disco music.
Well, we talked about too back in the Casey days when the Police were new. People lost their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, they're calling us going, what are you doing playing that punk music? That new wave, the Cars.
Oh,
the same thing with the Cars, lost their mind.
Synthesizers, what is that?
What are you doing?
Synthesizers on Casey.
Tom Petty. They hated Tom Petty
Yeah,
at
in
the
the
beginning.
beginning,
It was new
yeah.
wave.
He's
That
doing
new
it.
wave crap.
And he
He's
sounds
doing
like
a
a Bob
down
Dylan wannabe. Yeah.
He's doing a one drop with his kick drum. That's reggae.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that out of here.
Yeah.
Not on my station.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Disco Demolition Night 44 years ago today.
Yeah.
31 years ago, 1992, Axl Rose arrested at JFK Airport. Axl was wanted on charges stemming from the Riverport riot.
Right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And how much did he end up paying? He paid over $1 million to the city of St. Louis.
I thought he just had to donate to charities.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
thought.
think that's
Oh,
what it
was
was.
it? But I thought it was over $1 million.
I
Wasn't
don't
it?
think it was that much.
Okay, maybe I'm
And
wrong.
wasn't there a Marshall half stack at a bus stop? Something.
Well,
Yeah.
Slash told me that somebody found his half stack at a bus stop.
You're just name dropping Slash
Yes,
right now.
yes,
right
yes.
on.
Half stack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's
because
half,
I interviewed him.
what's half stack?
It's a guitar thing. You wouldn't
It's
understand.
like the
Like a,
like
the
the amp head
amplifiers.
and
It's
the
a
amp
half
cabinet.
stack of amplifiers.
Oh.
Playing bongos, you should
Oh,
know
that was
this,
pot
Johnny.
related.
You have
I
a
didn't
stack
know.
of bongos.
Yeah.
That's
So
what your stack is.
so the riot happened in '91. He was arrested in '92. So almost a year later
Yeah.
at an airport in JFK.
He was on the run. He was on the lam.
Yeah.
And if you read the liner notes, I believe of Views Your Illusion 2,
yeah.
it says St. Louis sucks.
Right.
And Guns N' Roses playing Busch Stadium.
Busch
on
Stadium.
September 9th.
Yeah.
And they're back.
Yeah.
All right, that's what happened back in the day.